All please rise. Will be led in prayer by Alderman Neuendorf.
Almighty God, we ask you for your blessing upon the members of this council as we assemble here in these chambers to conduct the ongoing business of our city. With your guidance, we will strive to ensure that all our decisions are for the common good, and your inspiration will install respect, compassion, and thoughtfulness in all our deliberations. Give us the strength and wisdom to lead by example as the people's representatives, and that peace and harmony will mark all our proceedings and keep us faithful to the trust placed in us by the citizens of your community. Amen.
Amen. We've been led in a pledge of allegiance by President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia, please.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Would everyone please remain standing for a moment? I'm going to ask for a moment of silence. Marvin Cerruto, who actually passed away last month, was buried on Friday. Now, Marvin was an individual who spoke his mind, spoke from his heart. I had the opportunity to speak with his mom at length at his wake on Friday afternoon and learn more about him. Some of it I knew, some of it I did not. I don't know what everyone thought of Marvin, but Marvin loved this city and he loved this country. He served this nation in the Navy, and he tried to serve us in his own way. So I would ask for a moment of silence, please, to note his passing. Thank you. With the indulgence of the council at this time, and your permission, I'd like to introduce Suki Lagrito, who ran Global City Norwich. She's leaving us. We weren't sure she was going to be able to join us this evening, but I'm grateful that she is here. And we have a proclamation that we'd like to present to her so that it is part of the public record for all the work that she has done and will probably continue to do, particularly as she works to unite the different cultures in our community so that we all have an opportunity to be acknowledged and respected. With your permission, please. Thank you. Suki, could you join me, please, up here? Hello again. Hi. We actually presented this to her earlier tonight down at Foundry 66 at NCDC. There was a nice gathering of people that we now can say we know, that they're our friends. They've been brought out into the community. They're active in our community now. In a large degree, that's through the work of Global City Norwich that Suki ran. Several people tonight called her a one-woman band because she was working by herself, and there were many, many volunteers who also are continuing to stay active in the community, but we wanted to extend our thanks to her publicly this evening. So, whereas since 2018, Global City Norwich has brought multiple cultures and communities together for festivals and flag raisings to attract residents and visitors to the Norwich, the downtown area. It was Chelsea Groton Foundation presented a grant donation to Global City Norwich to be used specifically for assisting multicultural entrepreneurs and small business owners who are interested in occupying storefront spaces in the downtown area or currently own businesses and are looking to grow. And whereas in her role as a liaison for Global City Norwich, Suki Lagrito worked tirelessly to support the festivals that celebrate ethnic heritage and ran business education programs for entrepreneurs. And whereas Suki Lagrito shaped the program from the start and met with ethnic groups in Norwich, giving them a voice to not only hold festivals, but to look at ways to improve their sense of worth to the Rose City and themselves. And whereas Suki Lagrito has worked diligently to bring the Chelsea Groton Foundation vision to fruition, to acknowledge and promote multicultural growth in businesses. And whereas Suki Lagrito and Avina Lozano, her daughter, moved to Norwich so Avina could attend NFA, and they fell in love with the city and all it offered. And whereas the Rose City thanks Suki Lagrito for her hard work and dedication to Norwich and our residents and for bringing her energy to us. Now therefore, I, Mayor Peter Albert Nystrom, and Norwich City Council President Pro Tem Joseph A. DeLucia, on behalf of the Norwich City Council and the citizens of the city of Norwich, to hereby thank Suki Lagrito on her impressive work and on her commitment to Global City Norwich and the many residents here in Norwich, dated this third day of October. Again, thank you so much, Suki.
I'd like to thank Mayor Nystrom, City Council, the City of Norwich, NCDC, and everyone in this community that has helped to give all of us more opportunity and to open the doors for more culture, diversity, and inclusion in the city. So thank you all for believing and supporting Global City Norwich and all the efforts that collectively we've done together as a city.
Please.
Minutes, September 6th and 19th, 2022.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion for the adoption of the minutes of the meetings from last month, please. Alderman Berto, second Alderman Singh. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Thank you. And for the record, Alderwoman Stacy Gould is not here due to illness. Thank you.
Petition and communication, letter of resignation from Sheila Hayes from the Personnel and Pension Board.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion for the acceptance of this communication from Sheila Hayes, and it is taken with deep regret. Is there a motion? Alderman Wilson, second Alderwoman Berto. Is there discussion? Alderman Wilson.
I would like to thank Ms. Hayes for her hard work on this important board here in the city of Norwich. You know, the work that this board has done over the last year has allowed the city as well as the council to chart a path forward with a clear vision. And again, we thank each and everything that you guys do on that board, and thank you for being a part of leading an effort that put us on a very good path. So thank you again for your service.
Thank you. Is there further comment? Yes, Alderwoman Berto.
I too just want to thank Sheila Hayes for her service on the Personnel and Pension Board. Very, very good work. Thank you. You'll have big shoes to fill. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, the roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
Letter regarding referral from the City Council and Board of Education Ad Hoc Committee.
Motion, please, to accept Alderman Singh, second Alderwoman Berto. Is there discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh? Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
Old business resolution, relative to deposit the unexpended education funds for fiscal year 2021-22 general fund budget into the non-lapsing account for the unexpended education funds.
Motion, please, to bring this to the floor. Alderman Singh, second. Alderwoman Berto. Is there discussion? No discussion. Brief comment. I'll be voting no on this. I think the funds would be better placed in keeping with the city's reserve fund balance. City's going to move forward with some difficult budgets going in the future. The Board of Education is part of the city. If there were other emergencies, they can certainly come back to us, but I think the funds should be deposited with the city. They also have access to ERISA monies, ERISA 2 and ERISA 3, and that's an amount of about $12 million. And they haven't spent any money from the non-lapsing account that was created last year. I think the funds would be better served on the city side, but that's just myself. Roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderwoman Bertle?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
No.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
No.
That's 4-2.
Motion passes 4-2.
City Manager's report.
Thank you. Thank you. This is the City Manager's report for October 3rd, 2022. Meetings attended were the Southeastern Council of Governments Executive Committee meeting, South Area Transit, Connecticut Interlocal Risk Management Agency, NPU City Coordination Meeting, NCDC Board of Directors meeting and monthly meeting, Board of Education Ad Hoc Committee, and meeting with the fire chiefs. I'm pleased to announce that I have appointed Kate Mild as Director of Human Services. Kate has been working for the City of Norwich Youth and Family Services since 2019. Kate earned her master's degree in organizational leadership on the nonprofit and public service track from Quinnipiac University and has over 15 years of nonprofit and development experience. In addition, recreation programming will move under the Youth and Family Services Division of the Norwich Human Services Department. Erin Hagan, LCSW, will continue in her role as to expand to include recreation, and Robert Kilpatrick, who has been the Recreation Program Coordinator for the last 4 years, will continue in his role. This restructure will allow for better citywide adult, youth, and family programming and an increase in services to Norwich residents along with the consolidation of administrative functions. And finally, Sydney Phelps has been appointed to the Director of Community Development effective October 24th. Sydney has worked as a community caseworker for Norwich Human Services for the past 2 years. She has also experience in writing successful federal grants. We wish them all continued success in their positions with the City of Norwich. A survey for the city's long-range visionary document, Plan of Conservation and Development, has been posted to the city's Facebook. The Planning and Neighborhood Services Department is looking for input from stakeholders, including people who live and work in the city, owners of residential and commercial property, business owners, city board and commissions, to reflect community consensus on aspects of future growth in the city. The state of Connecticut requires that communities create and adopt and update the POCD a minimum of every 10 years. Please contact the Planning Department at 860-823-3767 for more information. If you need an absentee ballot, please notify the City Clerk's office at 860-823-3732. If you are to be voting by absentee ballot, please mail back the application to the Clerk's office as soon as possible or drop it in the drop box located outside of City Hall. If you would like to vote in person, all 6 of our polling places will be open. And this is a reminder that Disabilities Awareness Week will be held next week. For more information, contact Julie Menders at menders@otislibrarynorwich.org or call 860-889-2365, extension 128. And that concludes my report for this evening.
Thank you, John. Are there questions of the city manager? Alderman Singh.
Thank you. Well, first of all, John, I just want to applaud your efforts for moving the recreational programming under the Youth and Family Services. I think this way it better serves the community because there's more communication and more efficiencies, and that's what we all look for. So I believe there'll be a good effort overall. And thank you.
Thank you. Other comments or questions? Alderman Wilson.
Thank you. Only question I have is with the restructuring. Currently, I know it says, Aaron will be overseeing it and Bob will be the program coordinator. Will there be any additional adds as far as positions, things of that sort?
Yeah, there will be an additional position at the lower level, a program coordinator.
Okay.
So there'll be an additional boots on the ground person.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Are there further questions? Seeing none. Thank you, John.
Oh, you're welcome, ma'am.
Citizen comment on resolutions.
At this time, I declare citizen comment on resolution to be open. If there's anyone wishing to address the council, you have 3 minutes. Please identify your name and address at the microphone dais there. I do not have a list with anyone signing up. Is there anyone? Yes, Mr. Bowie.
Rodney Boyd, 62 Roosevelt Avenue. This afternoon, I took a look at all of the new ordinances. I was disgusted.
Excuse me, this is not about ordinances. This is about the one resolution on our agenda this evening. Those ordinances will be heard at public hearings at the appropriate time, but not this evening. They're not even before us as of this time.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else here who would like to speak to the resolution listed on the new business resolution at this time? Is there anyone who would like to speak to us on the resolution of the new business at this time? Is there anyone who would like to speak to us on the new business, the resolution at this time? Seeing no one else, I declare that closed. Thank you.
Number 1, relative to creating a health equity committee and appointing members.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to bring this to the floor. Alderman Singh, second Alderwoman Berto, excuse me. Is there discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Thank you.
New business ordinances. An ordinance appropriating $1,800,000 for the cost associated with a tank aeration mixing system at the Richard Brown Drive in the town of Montville, authorizing the issue of $1,800,000 revenue bonds of the city secured solely by water revenue to meet said appropriation, and authorizing the City of Norwich and Department of Public Utilities to enter into grant and loan agreements and a joint resolution with the State of Connecticut with respect hereto.
Thank you. At this time, I would ask for a motion to raise this for public hearing. We will schedule for November 7th, that it also be referred to the Commission on the City Plan at this time, and that we'll move forward for the second reading and action on it at this time. Is there such a motion? Alderman Berto, second Alderman Neuendorf. Roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
Number 2, an ordinance appropriating $2,250,000 for the cost of the rehabilitation and replacement of the Rose Alley Pump Station Force Main in the city of Norwich, authorizing the issue of $2,250,000 revenue bonds of the city secured solely by sewer revenue to meet said appropriation, and authorizing the city and the sewer authority to enter into grant and loan agreements and a joint resolution with the state of Connecticut with respect hereto.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to raise this for public hearing again for November 7th, to waive the full text and reading at this time, and to schedule it for the public hearing and referral to Commission on the City Plan. Is there a motion, please? Alderman Grant Neuendorf, second Alderman Singh. Is there discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
Number 3, an ordinance authorizing the issuance of non-revolving master line of credit facility and related documents by the City of Norwich, Department of Public Utilities, in the amount not to exceed $10 million to the finance capital improvements related to its gas and electric infrastructure.
Okay. Thank you. At this time, I would ask for a motion to raise this for public hearing on November 7th, to waive the full text and reading, and also send it to CCP. Is there such a motion? Alderwoman Berto, second Alderman Singh. Roll call.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Thank you.
Number 4, an ordinance appropriating $6,750,000 for the cost of the rehabilitation and replacement of the South Thames Street Pump Station Force Main in the city of Norwich, authorizing the issuance of $6,750,000 revenue bonds of the city secured solely by sewer revenue to meet said appropriation, and authorizing the city and sewer authority to enter into grant and loan agreements and a joint resolution with the state of Connecticut with respect hereto.
Thank you again. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to raise it for public hearing for November 7th, to waive the full text and reading at this time, and to refer it to the CCP. Alderwoman Berto, second, please. Alderman Singh. Roll call.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
Number 5, an ordinance appropriating $1.8 million for the cost associated with a tank aeration mixing system at the Stanley Israelite Business Park in the city of Norwich, authorizing the issuance of $1,800,000 revenue bonds of the city secured solely by water revenue to meet said appropriation, and authorizing the city of Norwich and Department of Public Utilities to enter into grant and loan agreements and a joint resolution with the state of Connecticut with respect hereto.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion again to raise this for public hearing on November 7th, refer it to the Commission on City Plan, and waive the full text and reading at this time. Motion, please. Alderman Grant Neuendorf, Alderwoman Tracy Berto. Discussion, roll call.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
Number 6, an ordinance appropriating $2,400,000 for the planning and design and repair of the Yannick water tank in the city, authorizing the issuance of $2,400,000 revenue bonds of the city secured solely by water revenue to meet said appropriation, and authorizing the city and Department of Public Utilities to enter into grant and loan agreements with a joint resolution with the state of Connecticut with respect hereto.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to raise this for public hearing scheduled for November 7th, refer it to CCP in between, and waive the full text and reading at this time. Is there a motion? Alderman Singh, second. Alderman Grant Neuendorf. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
6-0.
Thank you. Motion passes 6-0. Alderman Neuendorf, you have a motion.
I hereby move pursuant to Connecticut General Status Statute Section 1-206 that members of the Norwich City Council go into executive session to discuss the acquisition or disposition of real estate or interest in real estate when publicity regarding the site and proposal, including proposed construction, would adversely impact the price of the same as to the interest of the city. To review preliminary drafts concerning proposed development and use of the property feasibility estimates and evaluation. The council having determined that the public interest in withholding such clearly outweighs the public interest in disclosure, as well as to review commercial or financial information provided in confidence not required by statute. City Manager John Salamone, Comptroller Joshua Pothier, Director of Planning and Neighborhood Services Diana Rhodes, President Norwich Community Development Corporation Kevin Brown, Attorney of Norwich Community Development Corporation Mark Block, and Corporation Counsel Michael Driscoll shall be asked to participate during all or portions of this executive session at the request of the City Council. The Council shall then continue in executive session with Corporation Counsel Michael Driscoll to discuss the employment of City Manager John Salamone, who does not require that the discussion be held in an open meeting.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Singh. Roll call.
Alderman Wilson?
Yes.
Alderman Berto?
Yes.
Alderman Singh?
Yes.
Alderman Neuendorf?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Nystrom?
Yes.
That's 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Please, if you join us in the Board of Ed's main room. Thank you. A motion, please, the council come back to order. Let the record show that no votes were taken during the executive session. Is there such a motion? Alderman Wilson, second. Alderman Singh. Roll call. Wilson?
Yes.
Berto?
Yes.
Singh?
Yes.
Neuendorf?
Yes.
DeLucia? Nystrom, yes. Motion to return passes 6-0. Is there a motion to adjourn? Alderwoman Berto, second. Alderman Singh. Roll call. Wilson?
Yes.
Berto?
Yes.
Singh?
Yes.
Neuendorf?
Yes.
DeLucia? Nystrom, yes. Motion passes 6-0. We are adjourned. Thank you all.